Hello students, welcome to my science class. This is Shumi Roy from Techno India Group Public School, Shiliguri, and today we are going to learn a chapter from your Awareness Environmental Science book. Okay, so the name of the chapter is Water. So let us start the chapter. As we know, water is a wonderful liquid. It escapes far into the vast sky and disappears. It reappears in the form of cloud after some time. It moves here and there and eventually shakes hand with the cool air. And as sooner as it touches the cool air, it gets transformed into small water droplets. And the small water droplets falls on earth in the form of rain. We have learned many stories, many poems about water. Okay, and one such poem is given in your book. Okay, the poem is about the water cycle, the movement of clouds. Okay, how the clouds move. So this complete this the whatever we have told, that is transforming of water into vapor and then again changing the vapor into water. This complete cycle is known as water cycle. Okay, we have already learned about water cycle in our previous class. Okay, so water cycle, we have already learned that without water cycle life becomes impossible. Okay, not with this water cycle, life is impossible without water. Okay, so in the present lesson we are going to study about the importance of water, its usefulness. Okay, how it is useful as a habitat and about its different sources. Okay, so let us start with our first topic. Our first topic is water, a precious resource. So firstly, we are telling water a precious resource. Firstly, we have to understand the term resource. What do you mean by resource? Resource is something which we use for our benefit. Okay, and water is also a resource because we are using water in many ways. Okay, so for example, in our day-to-day life, where we use water for drinking, we use water for bathing. Okay, we use water for washing clothes, we use water for irrigation, we use water for cooking our food, and also we use water in industries. So in our everyday life we use water in many ways. Okay, so we can say that life is impossible without water. Okay, and it is very precious for us because we cannot use it endlessly. It is very precious for us. Okay, so according to an estimate, the total annual rainfall on land surface is about 1,13,500 cubic kilometers, out of which about 72,500 cubic kilometers of water is lost by evaporation and transpiration. So here I have used two terms, evaporation and transpiration. I think you have already learned about evaporation and transpiration in class 6, but let us again learn what is evaporation and transpiration. So let us discuss firstly with evaporation. What is evaporation? Change of water into vapor is called as evaporation. When the water changes into vapor, this process is known as evaporation. And when this evaporation takes place from the surface of plants, it is known as transpiration. So you can define evaporation and transpiration like this. Okay, so it is given in your last page of your book. Okay, so how you will define evaporation? Evaporation means when water is heated, it turns into vapor. This process is known as evaporation. And when water evaporates from body surface of plant through minute opening in their bodies, it is called as transpiration. Okay, so this is the definition of evaporation and transpiration. In simple one, change of water into gas is known as evaporation, and change of water contained in plants and animal into vapor from their body surface is called transpiration. So I think you have understood what is evaporation and transpiration. Okay, so let us discuss with our next topic. Our next topic is importance of water. As we know, water is very essential for both the biotic and abiotic parts of nature's environment. Okay, so let us discuss firstly importance of water for biotic environment. So water is the basis of life. Life is impossible without water. Some biologists believe that life has originated in water about 2.5 billion years ago in the form of unicellular organisms. Okay, these organisms were virus, bacteria. Okay, so gradually these multicellular organisms have developed in oceans. Hence, early oceans might have been teeming with life. Means 2.5 million years ago the life has originated in the water. Okay, so most of the animals take food in the water. Okay, we are also animals. We also use water for cooking, for drinking. Okay, so water helps in digestion. The water which we drink, that water helps us in digestion, absorption and transport of digested food particles inside our body. Okay, water helps in excretion of waste products inside our bodies. Okay, so beside this, water helps in the regulations of body temperature in animals. Water has a high heat capacity. It means water can be warmed up and cooled down very slowly. Okay, this property of water helps aquatic organism to live and reproduce in water. Okay, so aquatic animal remain alive in the interior of dissolved interior of lakes during extreme cold condition. Okay, so water also have dissolved oxygen. Okay, water also have dissolved oxygen and some other gases in it. It is the dissolved oxygen of water which is used by aquatic animals in their breathing. Water provides shelter to innumerable types of animals in ponds, lakes, rivers, canals. Okay, so like animals, plants also cannot survive without water. Okay, water is essential for them for the preparation of food through the process of photosynthesis. We have already learned about photosynthesis in our class 6. Okay, so we know that photosynthesis is the basic of all the food needed by plants and animals. Thus, organisms cannot get any food without photosynthesis, and the photosynthesis cannot go on without water. So, the transport of nutrients and food material in plants takes place in the medium of water. So, here also we have seen that water is very useful. Okay, so roots of plant absorb mineral and other substance from soil in the medium of water. So, without water they dry up and die. So water acts as a habitat for various types of aquatic plants. Okay, so not only for a biotic environment, water is also very important for the non-living environment also. Okay, it helps in the weathering of rocks and formation of soil. It is the chief constituent of the climate of a place. It controls the temperature of air and causes rain. It is also responsible for various types of chemical reaction occurring in nature. Water is found in air in the form of humidity. Humidity of air plays very important role in various cycles. Okay, so in most of the biogeochemical cycles operate in nature is in the medium of water only. So okay, so now let us discuss our next topic. Our next topic is water as a habitat of plants and animals. So here I have used a term habitat. So firstly we have to learn what do you mean by habitat. Habitat means any particular place or area in which an organism means plants or animal live is called its habitat. Okay, any particular place or area in which an organism, that is plant or animal, lives is called its habitat. So water provides shelter to various types of plants and animals. Those plants and animals live and perform all their biological activities in water only. So plants and animal inhabiting fresh water and marine water remain very much different from one another. Okay, so there are different types of plants and animal. Few of the animals, plants and animal lives in fresh water, and few of the plants and animal lives in marine water. That we will discuss in our further discussion. Okay. So sea water, the plants and animal which live in sea water cannot live in fresh water, and similarly a freshwater animal or fish cannot live in marine water or sea water. Okay, so they should have some different qualities to live in freshwater and marine water. So let us discuss freshwater habitat. Okay, what are the freshwater habitat? How the animals live in freshwater? So let us discuss. Firstly, what is freshwater? Water which is present in pools, ponds, lakes, rivers are called freshwater. Okay, water without salt content is called as freshwater. Okay, in a simple language you can say water without salt content is called as freshwater. Okay, so life of plants and animal inhabiting aquatic habitat is more difficult and dynamic. Okay, so the plants and animal which lives in water, okay, which grows in water and live in water, their life is more difficult than us. They should have some special qualities. Okay, they for surviving in such an habitat, okay, they should have some suitable body streams and body systems. Some of those are they should have attaching mechanism to face fast speed water currents. Okay, the water currents are very fast, so they should have their body structure like that, so that they can cope up with the fast speed water currents. Okay, they should have a flexible body so that they can avoid physical injuries. Okay, their body should be very flexible so that they can move here and there freely. Okay, and the shape of the animals which live in the water are streamlined so that they can avoid resistance from water current. Okay, so these are the some features which animals and plants who are living in water should have. Okay, so few animals which lives in marine habitat. Marine habitat means aquatic habitat containing salt in it is called marine habitat. Okay, so the sea water, ocean water in the oceans and salt lakes are a few example of this type of habitat. So plants and animal found in the water of this habitat are very different from freshwater plants and animals. So the animals and plants which we see in fresh water and which we see in marine water are different. Okay. In our next class, we will discuss about sources of water. Thank you.